Aloha, friends and neighbors. Welcome to show 1077. This is Roland Frost, Kona astrologer, trying to eke out a living on the Kona coast of the Big Island. And we're going into a strange month. Let's see, first of all, where are you at? You're still in the full moon on Pluto. So you're having a little panic attacks and more deep information, disturbing stuff comes out about Pluto, about poisons and volcanoes. And it's a panicky month that started with that full moon July 9th, right on Pluto. It ends on August 7th, by the way, and then you will be coming out of that panicky feeling. But what's maybe more important is that there's a new moon on July 23rd. That new moon is at 1 degree Leo and squares Uranus. Uranus, of course, has to do with tornadoes, hurricanes, earthquakes, things that come along suddenly and knock out your electricity and make you feel alone. Yes. Now that new moon squaring Uranus says we're going to all have Uranus worries. I just turned on all my equipment and I couldn't get a picture. And finally, doggone, it's the little digital cord. And I pull it out a ways and plug it in and twist it, and on comes the video. So I expect a lot more problems like that. Dead batteries, more stuff. Now that all starts on that new moon, and maybe a couple days before the new moon. Probably around where you're at right now. If you're watching the Thursday or the Friday show. So we've got an overlap here of Pluto stuff, which I call eek, a bug. And it overlaps for 2 weeks with the new moon squaring Uranus, when Uranus stops the first few days in August and just roars with high winds and interruptions. And so the stage is set for a 2-week period of real difficulties. Hurricanes, we're going to see some of that in Hawaii, and quakes, and a lot of unusual things are going on. So that's the executive summary. So the overlap period starts where you're at. Yeah, on the new moon, July 23rd, and goes for 2 weeks while you're still in the panicky thing. Got the idea? Okay. Let's take a look at it day by day. Give you a little heads up on the personal side of the whole thing. You'll notice I've drawn Uranus really large because it stations August 3rd, and when it stations, oh boy, it just floods your consciousness. Uranus has a good side, of course. This is Aquarius. This is brotherhood. I always joke a little bit and say, you know what happens when you have earthquakes and hurricanes and Uranus comes along and takes away your power? Well, you're going to go out and find new friends. You're going to meet your neighbors. Everybody's got a freezer full of meat. They got to go and barbecue it all, and they just give it away to the neighbors. So I've seen neighborhood parties and people helping each other. So this strange planet, Uranus, when it stops, might shake you and wake you up. But it produces a lot of brotherhood. You'll understand in Lak'ech, Mayan greeting, I am another you, when Uranus stops. So there's an enlightenment form here. It's very, I like Taoism of the Buddhist traditions. But this is also, stuff like Scientology and Est, and astrology is the base science, the higher mental science. So as Uranus slows down and stops, August 3rd, there's like 20 days going up and 20 days coming down. And the closer you are up to the up place, the more likely you will get some Aquarian enlightenment, and maybe some little hurricanes and tornadoes and shakings and earthquakes. Remember, it's there for your brotherhood. Okay, I've got the planetary pattern. Venus is trining Jupiter. There's some love around. But she's also opposing Pluto. Or no, quincux to Pluto, opposing Saturn. Excuse me. So that opposition happens for you in several days. Kind of cools off the pleasures and love and sex. You know, they don't work. It seems like everybody's too old for it. He says, what am I now? I'm 76, son of a gun. I must apologize for my voice. I don't think it's because I'm getting old. It's because I got 2 vacation rentals adjacent to my home, and they hire these dumb companies that come around to maintain them, and they just spray them to kill everything. Then they use leaf blowers, and so I'm breathing Roundup, and it affects my voice and my lungs. And I shouldn't burden you with my problems there. That's a Neptune problem by and large. Of course, leaf blowers are Uranus. Things that go bzzz around and around, motors, electrical things. You're going to get more and more of that in your head as you go along. So, still got Jupiter and Neptune on a seesaw. And, how about the doctors and the drug companies and Monsanto and Dow Chemical and, my God, I used to work at Dow. I couldn't believe it. And Jupiter, the rich people and the lawyers. Who's going to win the battle? How much is your aspirin going to cost? You know, every little aspirin pill costs, about 1.50 cents to produce. Yes, they are ripping you off. Well, let's get into this day by day. We're going to run the moon around this pattern. One thing that's noticeable is the sun is there with Mars. And the sun's going to go into Leo day after tomorrow for you, which is a fixed fire sign. And there is Mars at 0 to 7. So all next week for you, Mars is with the sun. So it's going to get hot. And people get hot under the collar. And men especially, young guys, it pumps the testosterone. You'll see you have extra energy. Don't use it in anger. Ask yourself what you're protecting and get out there and do something to lessen your problems. So, okay, let's run the moon around the edge. I've done my environmental safety and health lecture for this show and trying to get ahead of it a little bit. But, this new moon you're having, it squares Uranus, means you're really concerned about it. And that starts Saturday night, Sunday morning. Let's see, if you're on the Friday show, if you're in a Thursday show, the moon's in Gemini, you're in the Venus zone Thursday morning. Relax, be loving and sexy. Friday, moon goes into Cancer. Different situation. There's a very nice trine to Neptune. And Neptune, I got Neptune stuff I want to talk about. But here it is Friday night. If you're watching the Friday night show, I'm going to wake you up a little bit about Neptune. Saturday morning, here's the opposition to Pluto, square to Jupiter. Eek, a bug. You notice I've got it lined out. You're going to feel this even Friday night. So it's panicky. And it's not a time to go out and mess around with bugs or sharps or pots or anything dangerous. Sense of panic will be normal. Here's the square to Uranus, Saturday night. So it starts with panicky Saturday morning, goes to a sense of aloneness. I need more batteries. Saturday night, Sunday morning. It's good you got Mars on your sun. You can get out there and get things fixed and be prepared. Yeah, that's what you do this week. Now, the moon's in Leo Sunday, where that new moon is too. Time you get to Sunday night, here's a nice sextile to Jupiter. There's some wisdom, some laughing. Not bad for a party. Monday is even better. Here's a sextile to Venus, trine to Saturn. Everybody's settled and feels relaxed, feels secure. Got enough sugar to get through the next hurricane. The moon's in Leo all day Monday. On Tuesday, it shifted into Virgo, and you're in the Mercury zone. Well, I guess that's clear back here. A lot of good talk and conversation Monday night. So Tuesday's not bad. And when you get to Tuesday night, though, here's the opposition to Neptune. Problems with water and flooding. And, they say I should save water if there's a hurricane coming. Fill your bathtub with water and then get in it, and then you're going to drink the water for the next week. Well, make sure you're clean and your tub's clean. On Wednesday, here's a trine to Pluto. You could get some good advice on, this kind of stuff. Even though you're all confused Tuesday night and Wednesday morning, do as little as possible and watch out for the liquids. Got control Wednesday morning, it feels like it. But here's the Venus-Saturn opposition Wednesday night. Starts with Saturn. Limitations, time and money. I don't have time for love and sex and sweets. It's the way it is Wednesday night. Don't push it. Thursday, the moon moves into Libra. Feels a lot better. Here Thursday in the morning and right up through lunchtime, there's a nice sextile to the Sun and Mars. Get stuff done. Get out there. Do it. Be a hero. That's what Thursday's about with the moon in Leo. Overdo it a little bit on Friday. The moon in Leo, or in Libra, goes by Jupiter between breakfast and lunch. And you could don't bite off more than you can chew here. That's what Jupiter's about. Because here's the square to Pluto, and it's panicky in the middle of Friday and Friday afternoon. So here's the eek a bug period. If you bite off more than you can chew, you'll choke. A lot of people will Friday. Look out. Saturday, here's the square to, the opposition to Uranus. The wind kicked up. This could be a very difficult period. We could be looking at some hurricanes and high winds and a lot of stuff here, folks. Saturday, July 29th. August 3rd, Uranus station's up here. So when this moon opposes Uranus Saturday morning, you could be dealing with some chaos, problems with your electrical and cable and telephone lines. So when you've got good energy back here, Thursday morning, get prepared. Hide from water, or run from water, hide from wind. So this is a wind event here, even though there's lots of water. So you want to hide from wind. Nice thing about hurricanes is the wind comes up slow and you get lots of time. Should I get in the hole or should I get in the bathtub? Anyway, Saturday is chaotic. In the afternoon, the moon shifts into Scorpio, and you feel a little frustrated here Saturday night, Sunday morning. There's a lot of road rage around, the moon squaring the sun and Mars. What happened to all the heat? Maybe it's too hot, and that's the reason that you had troubles with electricity. Everybody turned on the air conditioner, power plant overloads, and bang, you got no electricity, and it's too hot. This is a deadly combination here, Saturday, Sunday. There's going to be some road rage, and there's going to be some injuries, and there's going to be a problem with electrical and motors and batteries. And you get through Sunday afternoon, it starts to mellow out. There's a trine to Neptune. In the evening, about midnight or so, there's a sextile to Pluto. You feel back in control July 30th, at least for a little bit.